If you're a coach, consultant, course creator, and you are struggling with sales, I'm going to give you a ton of value in this video that's going to help you. And I just want you to watch it all the way through. Number one, if you're struggling, there's probably an identity issue that you have around selling. So many people view sales as taking, or they think they need to have some sort of agenda while going into the sales call that stops the sale from happening. Here's how to reframe that into something that's more empowering for you. Don't think about sales like Jordan Belfort, like a car salesman. Think about sales like you're walking into a fine dining establishment and that server is going to ask you questions to find out what you like. If you go to McDonald's, you're going to say, I want a number two, blah, blah, blah. But you go into a fine dining establishment, it's a different process. They're catering to you. It's more hospitality and it's less transaction. So if you can focus on being hospitable on your sales calls, it's going to be a whole different experience because you're going to enroll someone into the process and the experience of what you do. And at this restaurant, they're going to ask you questions. Well, what do you usually order? What do you like? What are you in the mood for? You're going to tell them, oh, well, I'm in the mood for a steak. Great. Here's what I recommend. You're going to love this steak right here. This ribeye is cooked medium rare. The fat is marbling on top. It comes with a piece of garlic butter that melts right into the juice of the steak. And it comes with a beautiful lobster on the side that melts in your mouth when you eat it. Wow, I want that. Cool. Did he have to hard close you? You need to order this one. It's the most expensive thing on the menu. Absolutely not. But he gave you the vision through selling the sizzle of the steak, not the steak itself. He didn't even tell you the price of it. He sold the experience of the steak. So now what do you do when you're selling your product, your service, your course, your fitness coaching, your marketing agency? Sell the experience people are going to have in working with you. Very simply, one thing that people never talk about in sales is what is it actually going to be like once I enroll with you, right? We're going to sell the vision. We're going to sell what's going to happen. I want to make you more money, etc. But what is the customer service like if I have a question? What is your response time like if I'm struggling with one of the modules? So when you go over these little details, you start to give people a very clear understanding of what it's like to work with you, and you're helping them overcome the ease and the fear that they have in their own mind. Because half of what the sale is, it's not explaining your product, your service, but it's answering questions for them that they either have now or they will have along the road. And this is why sometimes people will cancel or you'll get buyer's remorse, is because you sell them so good on your product or service, but you don't overcome the real limiting beliefs that they have in their own brain about if they can do this or not, or about if you're legit. The next point is going to be this. If you're on a sales call and you're pitching most of the call about what you do, you're selling. You're trying to close them on what you do versus trying to open them on why they need it. So instead of closing, focus on trying to open that person up like an onion. We all have layers that we are being held back from fear, from doubt. Maybe they've been scammed before. Maybe they have not spent this kind of money before. Maybe it's the last bit of money they have and they're afraid they're going to lose it and not get a result. If I don't understand these things, if I don't find out this data, I'm not going to know how to present my information to them. Now, if you see sales like this, see objections specifically like See like a bullet. Imagine a bullet in a revolver. You have usually about 6 bullets there. And every time that you get an objection, you can just shoot each one of them down with the bullets. But where do you get these bullets from? You get the bullets from what they told you at the earlier part of that discovery process. So if they say, man, you know what? I'm so afraid to invest this money. I don't know what's going to happen. And now at the end, I'm going to speak to that directly with something like this. And hey, Cody, I know you're probably afraid to invest in something, and that's the exact reason why you must, because that step in faith is what's going to allow you to have a different outcome than the one you've had for the past 6 months, being capped at $10,000 a month. But the only reason that I have a bullet that can knock down at a very deep heart resonating level is because I asked them a question at the very early part to give me the answer that I need to be able to help that person. The next point is this. Realize that you can have the best script, the best funnel, you can have the best service or product. That doesn't matter if you can't truly connect with that person at a deep heart level and a human level. And maybe this is my style of selling. You don't necessarily need to do this. Maybe you can just be the guy that's the best at what you do and people don't necessarily like or love you, but they just trust and respect you. But if you want to truly build a fan of who you are, you want to build a follower of your process, and you want to build a relationship with someone that goes beyond them just paying you money, realize this: they're human just like you are. You don't need to have this super high image of you being the absolute best you can. You already have that because they're on a call with you, and you can still maintain that, but you can also still connect with them and show you care, because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. The next point is going to be this: when you're on a sales call, your only goal should be helping them make the best decision for them. Not every client is going to need your service. With what I do, teaching people sales, there's been so many times where I'm talking to someone and they do need my service. They suck at sales. They're not closing anything. But when I ask them how many sales calls they're on, they tell me 2 a month. Dude, I can get them to be the best salesperson in the world, but they don't have enough people to actually practice that skill with. So there's been times where I know I can help someone. I know the skill is valuable. But me as a moral and ethical, I guess, person, sounds weird to say, but me trying to be morally and ethically sound for this person, I'm going to ask them, like, dude, yes, sales is going to help you, but if you don't have leads, is this in your best interest right now? And there's been times people say, well, yeah, I'm working on getting leads though. I really just want to master closing. Cool. All good. Let's do it. Versus other times they'll say, well, no, I really need leads. I really just need to close someone so I can make my bills, pay my rent. And you have to make that decision of, dude, is this the right client that you want to sign on? Because now they're coming at it from a place of scarcity. Anytime we approach a situation with a lack mindset or with a scarce mindset, dude, our outcome is going to be very shaky. We're not going to be grounded. We're not going to even give ourselves enough runway to take off with the new skill set we're learning. Which brings me to the part that I want to end with, which is specifically for you. If you have a scarce mindset on a sales call, if you need to pay rent right now, and there's no shame in that, we're all at different levels of our life and business. But if you need to make this sale to pay rent, that is totally fine. You don't got to act like that you're balling. Don't fake it. But here's the thing. You can never let that need for a sale come before your need for wanting to help that person make the best decision for them. Because so often people get something called commission breath. And I don't know about you, but when you wake up in the morning after a long night's worth of sleep, you don't want to be talking to people till you brush your teeth. Your breath stinks. That's what commission breath is, but it reeks. It's like halitosis. I think there was a book on that back in the day. It was like a dog that had halitosis or something. But it's a stinky thing that keeps you from showing that person you care. And it keeps you from having that person's best interest in mind, because it's so focused on you needing the money. And notice how all these points are starting to tie back into each other. And this is what I teach with the Speak Life method, is that we're transforming you as a person from the inside out. We're not just developing a script. We're not just developing a landing page. We're not just going over your sales calls. We do all of that stuff, but at a deeper level, we're helping you turn into a person that truly sells with conviction. You sell from the heart. You sell out of actually wanting to make a genuine impact on that person's life. And if you can do that with just a small percentage of people, dude, your closing rate's going to skyrocket, but more importantly, their outcome is going to go up because they're so bought into your process and what you do and how you do it. And if you're in a position right now where you're not making enough sales, but you know that you have people that want your product, you just can't enroll them in that vision, what I do is I work on a one-to-one basis. I don't do any group coaching or training at the moment, but I work with you one-to-one. I get involved with your business. I partner with you. We lock arms and I figure out every single area of your business that's not working, specifically around the sales process. But sales starts with your marketing. It starts with your content. Then it goes into your sales calls. Then it goes into your delivery, your landing pages. So my background being a trainer of neurolinguistic programming, it gives me a very sharp eye to see things the average person wouldn't see. And my background in leading and coaching sales teams gives me a different ability to speak and communicate in a way that people actually want to hear it. So I teach you these same skills. I impart the same skill set and gifting that I've developed into you so that you can make content that resonates with people at a soul level, and you can close them on a sales call in a way that is doing a win and a benefit for both you and for them. So if this message is resonating with you and you want my eyes on your business, you want to lock arms and have me partner with you for a small duration of time, but get a very deep result, Click the link in the bio below. Let's see if it makes sense to book a call. I'm going to discover all the things that you're doing right now that are working, all the things that you're not doing. And if I know confidently that I can help you make a difference in your business, make more money, and enroll more clients while becoming a better communicator, I'll let you know how we can work together. Click that link in the bio. Click subscribe for more. Bye-bye.